talking about insidious, baffling, and cunning. This can be very confusing, right? Because remember it says that, something says that in some books, in the book that some book where it says, not the author of confusion, right? So we want to cut through the confusion. I always say good brother does that. We want to cut through the confusion, and I often says we want to disarm the deception. Right here, deception, right? Cunning, very tricky, right? Tricky. Because she comes at you very subtle, which means you don't even see it. Like a lot of times a fox, right? You see a fox for 1 minute, the next time you don't what? You don't see that motherfucker, you know? You know, things come at you and then they what? They disappear, they go. But they come, they there, and then they disappear. It's like something can come and make its presence known, and then it goes. But it came and made its what? Its presence known. It could have came and dropped a what? It could have came and dropped a seed. And it's only going to grow if the ground is what? Fertile, right? Now, aspects. We were looking at the word insidious, right? Aspects. We mean that doesn't come whole, but you said that all three of them can make it as so. Yeah. So the aspects. Difficult or harmful situation. For me, the word is situation. And it's based on we are born in a condition that we had no control of. Placed in the situation. Because what happens is situations will overwhelm us. If you're not ready to go and do if you're not ready for something and you get into it, then that situation can what? Overwhelm you.
Especially if it's like the element of surprise that it comes.
You on it because what I wanted to share with you, I gotta find it. I wanted to share something with you. But yeah, because that's why you always do your best as much as you can to be equipped and prepared. Because remember the cutting part, aspects of difficulty that's harmful to a situation, but then this shit comes in, and we may not even see it because it's baffling, because what? It's very confusing. Like sometimes you can say, well, why? Remember you said, well, why? What the fuck happened? How did I get to this place or what? Again. Huh?
Yeah.
Why did I get to you want it? Remember we mentioned that the other day, you know, because some little seeds or little shit had been what? Dropped. And you didn't even know that it was what? Being dropped.
That's like okay, like something I wanted just to give it like a metaphor. Let's say you're in like a girl, you know, right?
Yeah.
Boom, like you're a friend.
Yeah,
and out of nowhere,
that's right.
You're in the NA meeting and she walks up behind you and hugs you, but she kissed you, right?
Yeah, man.
That's baffling. It confuses you.
Nope. You
know
want it?
You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
That it confuses.
It could be the kiss of what? Death.
Yeah.
I mean, you never. Little shit, man, that be coming. Good point.
Yeah.
Little shit will come and it'll creep up right on you, man. That's why it says it's insidious, baffling, and cunning. Because that's why they say that recovery is a lifelong what? Lifelong journey, man. That shit creep right on. If you ain't doing what was with the little things that I was sharing, if you wasn't doing that shit, man, you're gonna get to a situation, man, where shit is gonna what? Overwhelm you. And then when shit overwhelm you, then you're going to become surrounded by what? Circumstances. And those circumstances are going to what? Enclose on you.
Wow. And the faster it closes, the faster you have to react.
And that's why you got to be what? Equipped and prepared.
Yeah.
As much as you what? As much as you can. And that's all that someone who maybe in your life tried to do their best to equip them what? And to prepare you. I don't know when people get to a level in their life or a stage in their life when they are doing things and they are aligned with the, I'm not trying to be so out there.
Yeah.
They're aligned with the universe, but they're doing it and they don't necessarily know why they're doing it. They just doing it because it's the right thing or the natural thing to do.
And that's a baffling too.
Yeah.
If somebody does that to you.
Yeah, hey man, however how people do their thing, that's on there.
Yeah.
But something what I'm trying to get you is that what I'm trying to get you to see this is that back to the point is that shit manifests itself, man, and it's right in our face. If we don't recognize that shit, it will creep up on us, and then man, it will take us off course. Think about it.
That's the key though, Sebastian, because I think, just say, for me,
Yeah.
I'm going, whatever I'm going into, whatever situation I'm getting into, I'm already recognizing what I'm getting into it for.
My man.
So I'm gonna be quick anyway because I know what I'm getting into. So
Okay.
I know the outcome of certain things.
Okay.
Or I know the consequences of
Okay.
certain things. You
Let's
understand what I'm
measure
saying?
that then. Let's measure that.
that's
You
the
say
good way.
let's measure that
Think.
though. Let's see if we can measure that. Let's see.
Okay.
Can we make that? You said you recognize something. Okay. You can't. You ain't gonna be able to recognize anything if you don't have first know what?
Yeah,
No patience.
Okay.
If you don't have no patience, this is not nothing to we just make a point.
I got
Yes,
what
have patience because and when you have patience, you know that patience you have what is called what? Gratitude, right? And when you have gratitude, it puts you in a position to become competent. Huh? When you're competent, you can grab hold on things only because it puts you at an advantage rather than a disadvantage. There are those who will offer you false hope. When somebody offers you a false hope, it puts them at an advantage and puts you at a what?
Disadvantage.
So be careful of people going around gaslighting you, and then you wind up gaslighting your what?
Your own self.
You're setting yourself on what? On fire.
Self-destruction.
Yeah, because what?
I mean, that should be, I mean, I understand everything that you just said, right?
Yeah.
And you're saying crazy. So it's the opposite of what I'm saying then. Because, I mean, yeah, you can have people the gaslight you and this and this and that and this and that. But from my experience and from me as me, by dealing with this again, you know what I mean, from the last thing where I know I went wrong. So I recognize where I went wrong, and me dealing with it, I can pat myself on the back, but now I'm saying, Kenny, you making better decisions.
That's a good thing, but don't break the
So,
rules.
I ain't know, if it break, it break. Just like you said, you know what I mean, don't let nobody take that away from you.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying, though, I do, no question about that. But sometimes it's the fact that the way other people might see you is because they either stuck or they want you to move the way they want you to move. You know what I mean? And if they feel like you're going to crash and burn, at least bring something to you, like with some good info. Because look, I've been there, I've done that, I experienced that. I might want you to recognize some things because I might feel like you might make the wrong turn. I'm not saying you is, but I'm gonna give you some info in case you do make the wrong turn.
Well, you
stand on.
Let me tell you what you know. What you're just doing. You help substantiate my case.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what I'm saying. That's what you know.
You know.
You have, hey man, I'm telling you something. You do that, man. Thank you, man. I need you to go to represent me at the UN. Get serious. So all I'm doing is what I'm doing now, and this is what you need from people to be given to you. But it's a matter of how it is packaged to be given to you.
I got you.
And also how it matter way that you what receive.
You see.
And you got it, but you may not like how it's delivered. And you may not even like, if I'm just using the word, you may not like who is coming what? Coming from. So there are things that people see in you, of course, and see any of us that we don't see in our work.
So,
And some people really do have your best interests at work. Some people do. I'm not saying
I understand what you're saying.
what John, because I gave you a minute, I said, patient. So what I'm saying to you indirectly, I'm saying to you when in making your next move, I'm telling you, you need to work on your work.
Patience.
That's all I'm telling you. I'm telling you to work on your patience. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have gratitude, but I'm saying when you have gratitude, it puts you in a position to become competent.
Yeah,
Because you don't want to be at nobody's mercy. It's a dangerous thing when you at somebody else's mercy over the extended period of time. Because sooner or later, their mercy gonna run out. But that which we call our higher power, that no one can measure that type of mercy.
Wow.
That makes sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been in that situation where I feel patient and my gratitude, and it all did make me competent. And because of the people or the situation, it made me competent. And it's crazy that having patience and gratitude in some situations can make you competent, but it's true.
Look up the word competent so we can get it clear. Use your phone.
That is crazy, but that is.
That's all. I want to make us what? Not only competent, but I want us to become competent and conscious about it. Because people,
Yeah.
go ahead. Yeah, competent. Look at that. What is it?
Having the necessary ability, knowledge, or skill to do something successful.
Here we go. Now we're dealing with self-efficacy.
Yeah.
That's self-efficacy. So remember, I said the basis of like you all come here, I said self-efficacy and self-advocacy. The self-advocacy is to your self-what? Efficacy. That is your ability and your confidence. Ain't that something, man? So now we're talking about confidence now. Because you're competent now. Because you know that you have the gratitude, you know that you got gratitude because of your patience.
Yeah.
So you have to let this thing continue to what? To unfold. Don't move too fast. That's why I said to you earlier, not that I'm saying about saying anything to you, I'm saying to you earlier, don't worry. If somebody else is where they are, they earned that to where they are. Because of where they are, they're not necessarily, that's where you should be. That makes sense to you?
Yeah. And it's the opposite too. I'll look at the opposite.
So I don't want you to come jumping to conclusions about where somebody else is, and you imagine where they are, that's where you should be. You are where you are right now, and there are people who have your best interest at heart, and they want the best for you because you have to continue on a consistent basis wanting the best for who? For yourself. And you don't move too what? Too fast.
Yeah.
Let that shit continue to take root. Let it continue to resonate. Let it do all that it has to do. So that when you're ready, you're what? You're ready.
Yeah.
Because it says, if we can agree with this, it said, you are faithful over a few things, I make you what? Rulers over many. And you're working with what you have. And you're doing that. Let's say you're doing around what you move around, you mobile and all that, you're being fake. But there are some little things that you do that you maybe not, you may be overlooking. I ain't saying that you are. Because there is no way, and I'm not saying any of that, there is no way that you have to keep wanting something from somebody. Right?
Okay.
And I ain't have to say it openly, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
So those are some signs there.
Okay.
And I want you to prove the naysayer wrong.
Okay.
That makes sense to you?
Yes, sir.
That's somebody telling you something that wants something from you, man, that wants the best for you.
Okay.
That makes sense to you?
Yeah.
So now we're gonna move on from there. Now we're gonna deal with this brother here.
I got you.
Take